You are already changing, you just haven't noticed yet. You have done so much. You've kept up your meditation, looked honestly at yourself, and gently tended to the places that once felt broken. You have walked this far with that much dedication and that much sincerity, and yet, somewhere inside there is still a feeling that something is missing. It isn't that you haven't healed enough, it isn't that you haven't tried hard enough, but deep in your chest there is a quiet question. Who am I? Really? You may not have found the answer yet. You may have never even spoken this question out loud. Not to anyone. But here's what I want you to know today. That feeling is not a sign that you are heading in the wrong direction. If anything, it is proof that something has been quietly growing within you. When your inner silence, that quiet space within you, begins to deepen, people begin to change, slowly, gently. The words you use begin to shift, the way you react begins to shift. What you hold dear begins to shift in ways you can barely name. That is a sign that you are moving toward the next version of yourself. Today, let's explore those signs together. Chapter 1. You stop reacting the same way. Take a moment to look back. There was a time when a single word from someone could leave you unsettled for an entire day. An offhand comment at work, a small thing your partner did. That was all it took. And it would loop in your mind over and over long into the night. You know that feeling, but lately something feels different, doesn't it? When someone says something that once would have stung, you don't carry it quite as long. Instead of being pulled under immediately, something in you pauses just for a moment before responding. This doesn't mean you've become indifferent. It doesn't mean your feelings have faded. When inner silence begins to grow, a small space starts to open up between your emotions and you. The wave still comes. But before it sweeps you away, there is a part of you that can simply watch it. You may still be telling yourself it's just your imagination, but it isn't. That is a quiet, certain sign that something within you has been deepening. And this change isn't only happening in the way you react. Chapter 2. The words you use begin to change. Have you noticed this lately? You're talking with someone and you're about to say something you would have said before, but somehow you don't feel like saying it anymore. You go to complain and the words don't come. You go to vent and you realize you just don't need to. There was a time when putting your feelings into words was how you made sense of them. Speaking was how you processed. But something has shifted. Now, before the words come out, something quietly filters them. There's a part of you checking, is this actually what I want to say? This doesn't mean you've become cold. It doesn't mean you're holding back. When inner silence grows, words become fewer, but the ones that do come out, they are truer. They carry more of who you actually are. If your words have been changing, it is a sign that something within you is quietly coming into alignment. And when the words change, something else begins to change too. Chapter 3. Your relationship with people quietly shifts. Have you been noticing something different about your time with people? Places that used to feel fun now leave you a little drained. You come home from a lively gathering and feel an exhaustion you can't quite explain. This has been happening more often, hasn't it? Or perhaps the opposite. There are certain people you talk to, and afterward you feel lighter in a way that's hard to describe. You've become more sensitive to that difference than you used to be. This doesn't mean you've stopped enjoying people. It doesn't mean something is wrong with the ones who drain you. When inner silence grows, you become more attuned to the energy within you. You begin to sense, without having to think about it, which spaces fill you and which ones quietly empty you. Your body starts to know before your mind does. I don't really want to go there. Something about being with her just feels safe. Those quiet feelings, they are the voice of your inner silence speaking to you. And as your relationships begin to shift, something about the way you experience time begins to shift as well. Chapter 4, Stillness, starts to feel like home. Think back to not so long ago when there was nothing to do, you felt restless. You'd reach for your phone, scroll through something, put on music. Without even thinking about it, you were filling the quiet. Something about the stillness felt like too much. But what about now? Empty time doesn't feel quite as unsettling anymore. You can sit by the window and just look outside and feel somehow okay, maybe even peaceful. Those moments are becoming more frequent, aren't they? Time that once made you feel like you should be doing something, that same time now feels like enough, just as it is. This isn't you losing your drive. This isn't you giving up. When inner silence grows, stillness stops being an empty space. You begin to notice something gentle and full living inside the quiet, a kind of warmth that doesn't need anything added to it, like coming home after a long journey and finally being able to rest. If stillness has started to feel more like home, that is a profound shift, because it is inside that stillness that something new begins to make itself heard. Chapter 5, you begin to sense what is actually true for you. Have you noticed this lately? When someone asks you what you want, there was a time you would scan their face first, looking for clues, trying to give the right answer. But now something different happens. A quiet sense rises from somewhere inside you, small, undramatic, but somehow certain. You may not quite trust it yet, but it's there, a little clearer than before, isn't it? For a long time, you may have looked for the right answers outside yourself, someone's advice, something you read, the way the people around you were living. You use those things to help you decide which way to go. But as inner silence grows, something slowly changes. Instead of asking, what's the right answer, you begin to ask, does this feel true for me? And this isn't just about the big decisions. It shows up in the small ones too. What you feel like eating, who you feel like seeing today, which words feel honest when you open your mouth. In those quiet, everyday moments, your own truth is beginning to surface. That voice may still be soft, but it is there, and you're beginning to hear it. Final chapter. This is who you are becoming. We have walked through all of this together. The way you react has changed. The words you use have changed, your relationships have shifted, stillness has begun to feel like home, and the quiet voice of your own truth has started to come through. These are not separate, unrelated changes. They are one movement, one unfolding. You are gently moving from a woman who is seeking healing to a woman who is beginning to know herself. You have been carrying the question, who am I, really, for a long time, deep inside quietly. But the answer was never something someone else could hand you. As inner silence grows, you begin to realize something, the one who was searching for the answer. She was always the answer herself. Who you are is not something still waiting to be decided. It is already emerging in the silence. Right now, in this moment, that stillness you feel inside, that stillness is the closest you have ever been to the truest version of you. You are never lost. You are just learning to recognize the sound of your own presence. And now, in the silence, you finally can. I am Realia. Inner silence is not empty. It is the place where your own voice has been quietly waiting, full and true and yours. If this video touched something in you, I would love for you to give it a like. And if you'd like to receive the next video, please consider subscribing to the channel. Whatever you felt, whatever you noticed today, even the smallest thing, please share it in the comments. I look forward to hearing your words. Until then, I'll see you in the next video.